Our next speaker is Renee Baumgartner. She is a homeschooling parent and a mother of 4. Civil liberties are something that she has a burning passion to defend, so much that she is currently obtaining a university degree in the field of law. Renee has taken great stake in the surveillance cameras here in Lancaster City where she resides, and she is a part of the group called Citizens Against Public Surveillance. She's also a coordinator for Restore the Republic.
Good afternoon. I'm a paralegal student who until last year was unaware of what type of law I wanted to specialize in, and it turns out that the Constitution law is what picked me. While lobbying against the Real ID in Harrisburg, I learned that PennDOT contracted with L1 to steal our identities by converting our digital photos to face prints. I started a lawsuit against PennDOT in the spring of 2008. We currently have 320 plaintiffs throughout Pennsylvania to date. Face prints on record have the ability to identify you from a distance by any CCTV surveillance camera around the world using facial recognition software. The battle for me has come to my hometown. I am now a coordinator for the Citizens Against Public Surveillance here in Lancaster. The Lancaster Community Safety Coalition, the LCSC, contracted with PP&L to deploy 165 high-powered CCTV surveillance cameras throughout the city of Lancaster, putting the people who live here under constant general surveillance. The proliferation of these cameras was done in such a stealth manner that concerns about civil liberties clearly took a back seat to the installation and fundraising of this program. This is reckless on the part of the Lancaster Alliance and the LCSC and should not be tolerated by the public. No one entity, public or private, should have that much power at their disposal, especially one that has no accountability, no oversight, and no transparency. As I look around me, everywhere I turn, I see the Constitution being torn to shreds. The excuse of safety and security seems to be the way the laws that protect us become crushed and our freedoms lost. The propaganda is fear. In Lancaster, the excuse of deterring and reducing crime has us under surveillance 24 hours a day. All of us are under suspicion until our actions, seen on camera, prove our innocence, and they move on to someone else. In the United States, we expect to be considered innocent until proven guilty. We expect warrants for specific police activities, including surveillance. We expect to have protection of the minority from the tyranny of the majority, the rich, the powerful, and in this case, the private as well. I am repeatedly told, if you are doing nothing wrong, you have nothing to worry about. This statement is used to confuse and distort the issue. We do not have to be saying anything wrong to be protected against having our voice recorded without our consent. Likewise, walking in public is seen by many as a freedom of expression, and we do not have to be doing anything wrong to be protected against having that expression recorded without our consent. The United Kingdom has 4.2 million cameras. They solve only 3% of the crimes. The expense of the cameras far outweighs the effectiveness, not to mention that this is at the expense of civil liberties as well. There are many cities throughout the nation that have scrapped their camera programs because they have proven not to be cost-effective in reducing crime. If the Lancaster Alliance or the LCSC had done any research on surveillance cameras and their effectiveness on crime prevention, it is my opinion that they would not have chosen to spend $3 million on this program. So the only conclusion I can deduce from this is either no research was conducted on the issue, which would make them incompetent, or this isn't about crime, it's about control. In my right to know request on the city, I received documents that show that in 1 month alone, there was over 420 video clips voluntarily given to the authorities by the LCSC, but only 25 that were actually requested. This makes me wonder, what are they voluntarily sending to the police that the police are not requesting? Citizens Against Public Surveillance has found some interesting ties to our situation here in Lancaster that take this to a national level. The Real ID Act of 2005 was pushed through Congress by many individuals. One of them was a former head of the CIA, George Tenet, who we know is on the board of L1 Identity Solutions, the very company that contracted with PennDOT to steal your identity. George Tenet is getting rich off the very law he helped pass. L1 is a biometric company raking in millions of dollars across the country. In 2004, L1 then partnered with Bosch Securities. The LCSC has admitted to getting many of its surveillance cameras free from Bosch. We are the first city using a private organization to run public cameras, and we are the most watched city in the nation. And this has been referred to as an experiment. We have to resist the temptation to use technology to fix our problems, especially when that means taking away the rights of the many to catch the few. No one is screaming for cameras to be put up in this town. They're screaming for the end of crime. History has proven that surveillance cameras do not deter crime, but only displace it. I want my children to grow up in a free society, not an outdoor prison. This is a highly dangerous situation that can only be remedied by the complete removal of the surveillance cameras. In our town, we have become a surveillance society. The very idea is horrifying to those who believe in a free America. For those of you who are interested in joining the PennDOT lawsuit or want to help to end the cameras in Lancaster, you can come to me during the Tea Party, or you can also email me at stopthecameras@gmail.com. And visit the website at stopthecameras.com and watch the 30-minute video on what is happening here in Lancaster. Thank you so much.